So it's a time of the news bulletin where we sit down and talk about people, what they do, and why they do it. Tonight is no different. We have a gentleman from KBC County. His name is Samuel, and he's going to be telling us all about himself, but most importantly, why he does what he does, and what are some of his future plans. And we're hoping to discuss that with him. Karibu sana. Welcome to Engine Behind the Power. And we're hoping at the end of this conversation, our viewers will have an understanding, an insight into what makes you tick, into what makes you do what you do. Karibu sana.
Asante.
So perhaps we can get a few basics about you out of the way. Can you tell us about where you come from and what you do there?
First and foremost, my name is Samuel Aina, commonly known as 037. This is because I ran for the position of Senate in 2017 on a Ford Kenya ticket. And after that, I was given this tag, Senator 037. But I'm a native of Malava constituency. I'm from a sub-tribe, you know, where I come from, we have so many sub-tribes. Right. So I come from a specific sub-tribe called the Cabras. Yeah. But over and above, I'm a Kenyan.
Right. Apart from politics, what else do you do around that?
I think more, now I'm doing more of humanitarian. I'm inspired more with service to humanity, because during the time I was campaigning, I was moving around, but then Boni Khalwale was my gubernatorial candidate.
Right.
So I was able to come into reality of how our people are suffering. I faced the reality and I said, I'm not going to sit back even if I lose elections. And yes, I did not succeed in the elections, but it's on 9th August that I decided, no, in my own capacity, I can impact the life of people and help alleviate the poverty that is, you know, facing the people in Kakamega. And I said, now, how best can I help the people? And I had to come up with a structure where the first instance we are going to impact the children. And we realized that the best way we can impact our children is through education. So we said, let us form something called Samuel Aina Foundation, which is not political. And the first project we did was to assist needy students from each and every ward. As you know, Kakamega County, we have 60 wards, to join Form 1. So I want to say thank you to my team, my very able team that was able to identify very needy students.
By the way, on the subject of education, how bad is it from what you have observed? How bad is it on the ground?
It is very bad. It is very bad. And I wish the government can really focus on helping the needy students, because I was able to come across children who scored even up to 430, but the parents, or rather their guardians, are not able to take them to even a day school. So this is where we came in and said, no, let us assist them with the basic needs. So we made sure that we gave them mattresses, beddings, shopping, and some small amount that they can join Form 1 with. And moving forward, we've been assisting them with school fees and many other things.
Okay. Yeah. And in the time that you've done this, since of course you said you started, you know, at the time when, you know, the last elections ended. When you look at this period, it's around about 1 year since that happened. What sort of impact have you seen happening to the problem that you saw and you felt you needed to address?
The impact is positive because under that program, we were able to attract 60 scholarships. Any student who will make it will get B and above at Form 4 level, that will be around in 2021. Already they have a scholarship if they want to pursue a career in in aeronautical engineering.
So this is part
piloting,
of the people who are getting into Form 1
yes,
right now.
Exactly.
They'll be clearing Form 4 in 2021.
Yeah.
So anyone who gets a B and above gets an automatic scholarship.
Yes, already.
Out of the 60?
Yes. Let me tell you, the situation is so bad that we had to increase. There are some other special cases that we increased the number to 77. Yeah.
I have to ask you this question. Initially, you vied for a parliamentary position, as a senator. Why?
I think mine was, like I said, like I've just said, I was motivated by service to humanity. I've always felt like I have a calling to serve my people. And even before that, in 2013, I also vied for the position of Member of Parliament. That was on a URP ticket. By then, URP was not so popular. Whatever happened, happened. But even before that, I was the chairman of FC Leopards. And when I was the chairman of FC Leopards, when I came into the office, I said, no, we cannot have players hiring a bus to go and meet away matches. And they said, no, a club like FC Leopards must have a way where we take care of our players and ensure that we get a bus. And again, I'm the one who came up with a structure that was able to pay the players handsomely. It's so sad that now the club has gone back to the old days. Our players are going unpaid. And yeah.
And so now...
So it has been in me since.
I see that. I see that. Now, when obviously that hasn't worked out yet, you've decided to take this other path. Which of the two do you think is most fulfilling for you as a person, and which of the two paths? That of you going out and doing things as a private citizen, and you going out and making change as an elected official. Which of these two do you feel is the best way forward for your people and for yourself?
Most importantly, I think it's important to understand that even the political dynamics have shifted. And we are coming from the era of an arrogant leader and an ignorant voter to an era of a humble leader and an informed voter. So come 2022, I am certainly sure, even with the developments that we've had globally, we have the social media platform where our people are informed on how best of a leader is. Now, the power of vetting our leaders is now clearly with the people. They are going to vote people on the basis of what they have done to impact the life of the people around them. It's no longer going to be about publicity. And I think what I'm doing goes hand in hand with that. Come 2022, these people will be able to see this is what Samuel Aina has done to impact our people, and he's the right person for that office to be able to impact many more other people. So I think
at this point
it goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. At this point, I would ask you, for a lot of Kenyans who've been through the election cycle, they're tired. They have seen and have heard many promises. They have seen people come up and say, we'll do this, and then after they're elected, they never see anything about them. They never see them. They only see them in the news.
Sure.
And for a lot of Kenyans right now, and like you said, if you look at the way politics is shaped right now, a lot of people who are observing this would say there's very little influence that, say, a member of parliament has on the actual lives of the people, with the exception of actually legislating in parliament. I mean, things that actually, the CDF is, to put it in other words, is under attack. It might not be there entirely, which is a kitty that members of parliament have been using. By and large, we've had criticisms of positions like, for example, deputy governor, positions of senator. Like, what impact are they actually having? So for you, what's your vision for the office? Because I know you want to vie in 2022. Sure. You have shown yourself to be, somebody who's put himself forward for his people to vie for a seat. You're going to do it in 2022. Yeah. What is your vision for that office? Seeing that a lot of Kenyans are tired by the way the seat or the positions have been seen and executed. What is your vision? Actually,
my vision remains just the same as they're entrenched in the Constitution. and that is to put the county government in check. If and only if we can have the funds that are being channeled to the county government go to the right projects they're supposed to go to, then we will alleviate poverty and we will be able to improve the living standards of our people. The problem is, even in the current Senate, we have senators, including my own senator in Kakamega County, who was not risen to fight against the malpractices that we're seeing in the county. Why? The other day, I just heard that the Kakamega County government bought tissue papers as 480 shillings. No word from the governor, no word from the senator. So it means these people are working together to fleece the common mwananchi. So to me, I envision an office that will put checks and balances on the county funds to ensure that this money goes directly to the projects that they are intended, and the ultimate goal is to improve the lives of our people.
I don't know if you were able to catch a story that went on air earlier on about the problem in Homa Bay County, which highlighted another problem that happened in Nairobi County, and as well as many other counties out there, including Makueni, by the way, which is very interesting because of the problem in Makueni, the leadership, the entire leadership, the members of the county assembly, the MCAs, the governor, and the senator as well, the whole county was not able to move for an entire election cycle, 5 years or so, or 4 years. Nothing was able to happen in Makueni County until the new administration, and now you can see a lot of changes. There's a feeling among the people that perhaps the ability of, say, you want to be a senator, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the ability of, say, a senator, the ability of the county speaker, the ability of, you know, the checks and balances that had been put in place to be able to keep the county government in check, keep them honest. There's a feeling among the people that these structures are not working, that perhaps the system is fighting itself. Like MCAs are fighting, there's a feeling that MCAs are fighting senators, they're fighting county deputy speakers and governors. They're held hostage and therefore nothing happened. How do you see yourself entering this sort of messy situation and coming out clean on the other end, having achieved that which you want to achieve?
That's a very good question. And in any county that you have the senator quiet, it's because he's eating with the governor. And that is the problem this second parliament is facing for the senators, because we have, I've given you an example of my county. The senator is supposed to check each and every move that the MCAs and the governors are making. This is the only way. Okay, the Senate is more like an opposition to the county government. Just the same way the opposition checks the sitting government is the same way the senator is supposed to be checking, not to work with them.
But what if there's a handshake between Senator Malala and Governor Oparanya, as has been evidenced in the big office up there? How does that work out for the people of Kakamega?
It's not good for the people. It's not good for the people. But one thing I'm happy about is that the projects I've been able to initiate on the ground, they've been able to also make the senator come up with similar projects. And that way our people are benefiting. Like, for example, the other day I did a very big medical camp. He came and copied that, did a medical camp. I launched a football tournament that is meant to keep the youths away from drugs and crime. He came and launched a similar one.
So the people benefit.
Yeah, from what I do.
Senator Malala, your notice here, you need to start coming up, obviously, with your own authentic material. If I may take your competitor here, Senator 037, at his word. Tell me something here, though. Again, I'm rotating around this subject because this is something a lot of people are feeling very strongly about. They say politics is a dirty game. Obviously, you see the way day in, day out, our headlines are dominated by squabbles and fights and infightings and insults and this, that, and all sorts of things happening. And it's essentially about politics and very little about actual work for the people that elected these people in office. True. I'm sure somebody is sitting back somewhere and saying, this man looks like a decent person. This man seems to have a plan for his people. Why can't he just do that outside of the world of politics? Why does he have to enter into this muddy puddle? That's politics. What would you say to such a person?
I would say that had they been elected the senator, this time I've been able to assist 77. With that office, I would be in a position to assist even 770 students. So my purpose for going into that office is not to benefit myself, but I just want to widen the net so that I'm able to impact the lives of so many other people.
Another thing somebody would ask is that if you look at politics, you did say at the beginning of the interview, and as you were introducing yourself and you went into detail about where you actually come from, the sub-tribe. I mean, Western Kenya has many sub-tribes, over 20 in fact, right? Many sub-tribes. And in many areas across the country and in Western Kenya, you notice the evidence of kind of infighting among different members of different sub-dialects, as you call them. And you find some areas feel marginalized and other areas feel like this. A lot of politics has a lot of ethnic and even sub-ethnic motivation behind it. How do you intend to navigate through that? How do you intend, for example, to have the Batsotso accept you, the Sukhas, the Idahos, the people from that other side, the Maramas, you know, how will they accept you when you're a Kabras? And you know the tensions that exist in regard to that. How do you navigate that field?
True, and that is the more reason why when we launch our programs, our projects, we do it across the entire county. When we said we are going to assist students join Form 1, we did it in each and every ward. I made sure all the Batsosos, in every ward of the Batsosos, we've gotten a child, the Kabrasis, the Maramas, every corner of Kakamega County. And even with the tournament, it's a tournament that's running across the entire county. I've distributed balls because I came to realize one of the challenges our youths are facing is not the uniforms or even the boots, it's the balls. They don't have the balls to play. So I came up with a project that you give us your old ball, we give you a new ball, and within 1 or 2 months, we're able to give like 200 balls.
And that's across
the entire
Kakamega County?
Yes.
Right.
And so, like I mentioned again, we are coming from the kind of politics of arrogant leaders
and
ignorant voters to a humble leader and informed voters. And any leader who is not moving around with a development agenda, then that's a tribal leader, which I'm not. I want to be elected on the basis of my development record, and not just sitting back and saying, oh, the Luyas will elect me or the Kabras will elect me. No, 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 no. And I'm sure come 2022, it won't matter where they are. So if you did not help the people there and the Kabras came and helped them, they will elect that Kabras.
Interesting you should say that. A lot of political observers, a lot of political analysts would say that in Kenya, two things are king in the world of politics, party and tribe, right? And you're positioning yourself as an alternative candidate, a character candidate. And we certainly wish you the best.
Thank you.
Certainly wish you the best in all that you do. We certainly hope that our country would get to the place where they elect somebody based on what they have to offer and the content of their character and their ability, rather than their tribal or political affiliations. True. And we'd like to give you an opportunity to this camera. I want you to talk to your people. Say whatever's in your heart to say, because I understand my director tells me we're out of time. But this is your chance. This camera right here, manned by our very able Masharia, talk to them. Talk to your people right here.
Mine is just a simple message to every Kenyan listening to me now. I want us going into 2022 election, let us elect leaders and not politicians. A leader who is somebody who has a track record of development, a track record of impacting the lives of your mother, your father, your brother, sister, and your children. I presented myself in 2017. I was not elected, but because my interest was to serve the people, I went ahead and still continue to serve the people, even outside the office. So I just want every Kenyan to realize that power is in their hands. The leader you elect, the person you elect, is the future of you, your children, and the children who come after your children. Thank you.
Right. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. 2022 is quite a while from now, and we should be able to have you back whenever time allows.
Thank you.
Opportunity.
I'm humbled.
Good people, that marks the end of the Engine Behind the Power segment. We shift gears and over to business, but all that and more after this break.